The Bruce Lee story. Bruce Lee was a prodigy. He was the best of the best growing up, and but he still wasn't a master, and he'd always get his ass whooped by the masters. And there's a guy named IP Man. You guys can look him up. A lot of movies, a lot of stories about him. IP Man was Bruce Lee's teacher, and IP Man was the one who basically gave Bruce the missing pieces so he became who he was. Basically, when he started studying under IP Man, the deal was very, very simple. Keep what you know to yourself. And if you don't, there's going to be consequences. Well, the man left Hong Kong, went to San Francisco, and all of a sudden, he opened schools. He was teaching IP's man information without IP's permission. And for years, the IP would send delegations over there. People would ask him, Bruce, you made a deal. Don't do what you're doing. Bruce didn't care, you know, was very, very stubborn. And then he never made it to the age of 33. He died when he was 32 years old. Basically, what happened was Bruce Lee was warned not to spread IP's man's techniques to other people. And again, IP Man knew a lot more than he gave Bruce Lee, but that was all IP Man stuff. Bruce Lee was giving it to people when he said he wouldn't. So not only did they kill Bruce Lee, after Bruce Lee was dead for many decades, they killed his fucking kids. Not just that, the people who Bruce Lee taught, what IP Man taught him, they killed them too, and they killed their families. So the moral of the story is very, very simple, man. If you say you're going to do something, if you're given knowledge, and again, Bruce Lee did not have all the sauce. He had a piece of the sauce, but they told him for years, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And he did. Some people are very stubborn, and he was murdered for it. So again, more of the story is very simple. If you don't plan on honoring your word, don't take information that doesn't belong to you. Because, a lot of people are like, well, wait a second, Bruce Lee gave it to someone else, and why they go after the people that that Bruce gave the knowledge to? It wasn't theirs. And by the way, that form of kung fu is not actually practiced that much anymore. It's kind of died out. Wonder why. Understand that snakes, and that's what IP Man was. He was a snake. Was probably one of the kindest men in the world. Helped a lot of people when the Chinese invaded Japan and all this other stuff. He was a good fucking man. But, when people crossed him, he did what he had to do. And that is the story of Bruce Lee. Remember, a man's karma affects the whole family. That's why you have the word MA in karma as in man. Careful, people. Be very careful. And I promise people one thing. 2025, you're going to see this in action.